What's up, guys? It's Keefe. Do you know what the biggest obstacle to your happiness and your success is? Well, it happens to be you and your daily actions. You see, your life is a collection of days. So if you find yourself stuck in a place that you don't want to be, it's important to look at what you're doing on a daily basis so that you can make the changes necessary, create the new actions, and replace the old ones so that you can get new results. And in this video, in just a second, I'm going to go over to the whiteboard and I'm going to give you 3 huge mistakes that you're making on a daily basis that are keeping you stuck. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you solutions so that you can make those changes so that after this video, you can have immediate actionable steps to start moving in a new direction, in a positive direction, and getting better results. Now, before we get into that, I made this channel to help men create their ideal lives through self-mastery. So if you're a guy who's out there looking to improve his life, hit that subscribe button and bell icon. I put out new videos every single day to help you do exactly that. Now, let's get into the video. All right, so the first huge mistake you're making every day is not establishing control, having no control over your life. First thing you do is you get reactive. This is what so many people do. They're reacting to things outside of them. Other people are telling them what they got to do with their day. The first thing they do is check the phone and let everyone else tell them what they should care about today. This is reaction. But I ask you, if you're not even the one driving the car, how can you expect to get where you want to go? Like, let's say you wanted to go somewhere and you went and sat in the car, but you sat in the back seat. All right, would the car move? No, the car's not going to move because you're not in the driver's seat. And if someone else got in the car and started driving it, where are they going to go? They're going to go where they want to go, not where you want to go. You have to get in the driver's seat, but most people aren't doing this. First thing they do is they wake up, they've got habitual thoughts going. So it's like, my life sucks. I hate this part of my life, whatever it is. They got habitual emotions that they run constantly. Maybe it's fear, apathy, anger, whatever it is. You wake up in this habitual emotional state, habitual thoughts, habitual actions. You wake up first thing, check the phone. What has everyone got for me to do today? You see what I'm saying? How, from that perspective, can you expect to get ahead in life? All right, the second mistake is called dreaming. This is when you're all talk, no action. A great example of this, I'll tell you a story from a few years ago. I think I was like 19, 20-ish years old, something like that. This friend of mine and I, we had this big vision. We were going to be drop shipping experts. We wanted to be rich. We knew we were going to be rich. This was our big dream. We were going to do drop shipping. So we tried to start this drop shipping website selling watches, and it was total shit. Like, we did like a little bit of action, but really nothing. Here's what we pretty much did. We'd get started about 10:30 in the morning. We'd finish about 12. We'd get high, and then we'd drive around the rich people neighborhood in the town talking about the mansions we were going to own. That is dreaming. There's no action involved. It's pure dreaming. It's pure laziness. There's no steps taken. And so what do you think happened? We made absolutely no sales. We gave up in a week. Okay, that's what dreaming gets you. Obviously, you need a goal, but this is where the law of attraction gets this wrong. I wrote down no more vision boards because there's all these people, they got like 12 vision boards they made, but they haven't made a damn thing change because all they're doing is focusing on this goal, but you got to go take actions. I do believe that your thoughts create your reality, but they only create your reality when you start taking actions on the thoughts, right? If you just have the thought, I'm going to be rich, but you don't do anything with it, you're not going to get anywhere. That's the thing. You've got to understand that dreaming is not going to get you anywhere. You need to start taking actions. A good example of this is, we'll keep going with the car metaphor that I made earlier. So let's say now you've gotten in the driver's seat of the car, right? You've established some control. You're in the front seat of the car, but what are you doing now? Now you're just dreaming. Maybe you wanted to go the vacation to the beach. So you're just sitting in the front seat of the car and you're like, oh my God, the beach, it's so nice. Yes, yes. Thinking about the beach, thinking about the water, thinking about the warm weather, whatever it is. But you never even turn the car on and drive to the beach, okay? You're not going to get there. You still got to drive to the beach. And the third huge mistake is focusing on what is. Now, you might be thinking, well, you just said don't dream, so why are you saying don't focus on what is? Well, this is kind of like the opposite of dreaming. And in this, basically what you're doing is simply complaining about the present moment. Like I said, you do need a goal, obviously, but it's the focus on the goal without action that's the issue with dreaming. Over here, what you're doing is you're simply complaining about what is. Are you going to get anywhere complaining about your current circumstances? No, you're not. There's actually a lot of people who do this thing where they have a dream and then they complain about where they're at. This is actually kind of the antithesis of what desire is. You've got this idea of where you want to go, but then you spend your whole life complaining about where you're at. And because of that, you never actually make anything happen. You never make any traction because you're focused on what you don't like now, and you've got this vision for what you want, but you won't do anything about it. You're too busy complaining about where you're at. There's a lot of people who do this but I can't thing in this space. This is where they've got this idea, I'd like to be rich, but I can't for this reason. I'd like to be healthy, but I can't for this reason. I'd like a great relationship, but I can't for this reason. And then they keep reinforcing the can't, and the can't is the present moment that they're not happy about. All right, guys, and the final part to this is the solutions. What do we do with this information? You know what you need to stop doing, so here's what you need to replace these behaviors with. So when it comes to not having control, first thing to do is get a morning routine. This is so simple. There's just simply no excuse not to do this. It's literally can take 15 minutes. And here's what you need to do with your morning routine. You really need to establish two main things. Positive momentum right off the bat. Get yourself in that winner mode. A lot of people, they wake up and what do? Again, they check the phone or they lay in bed, they hit snooze. Does that establish a winner mindset? That's just an apathetic, lazy mindset. You want to establish winner mode. This can be simple. Hitting the gym or making your bed even can be just like, all right, positive momentum has been built. I got up, I got rolling in the right direction. Next part of this is identifying your habits. This is how you gain control of them. What are the habitual thoughts you think when you wake up, when you're during your day? What are the habitual thoughts, attitudes, beliefs, feelings you have? What are the habitual actions you take? Checking the phone, and it makes you waste 30 minutes on the phone, or just mindlessly eating food in the middle of the day, things like that, or certain types of content that you might watch that ends up derailing your whole day and you waste the day doing something that's not productive. Get clear on those things. Now on to number 2 with dreaming. Like I said, you do need to establish that goal, okay? You need the dream, but the dreaming is the issue, okay? So you establish the goal, and after that, take action. Process orientation. Visualize yourself on the process, okay? Action after action after action. Every time I slip on this and I get caught up on my goal rather than the actions I'm taking, I notice an almost dead stop in progress every time because I start wondering where the results are at rather than keeping my head down and focusing and taking those actions. I'm so caught up on the dream, and then I'm like, where's the results? And then I lose motivation. This happens to you too, I'm sure. The best way to work on this, again, just take action. You know what the dream is. Now start moving towards it little by little. On to the third one, focusing on what is. Here's your key to this. When you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. So over here, when you're focusing on what is, you're complaining about the situation. And, gee, I don't like my job. Okay, well, what do you want? You know you don't like this job. Well, what is it that you don't like about the job? And then find a job that gives you the things you do want. So maybe it's like, I don't like the commute. I got to drive an hour to work. And I don't like the hours. I don't like the pay. Okay, so what kind of money do you want to make? Maybe you want to work from home. And maybe you want to try like a whole different field, things like that. You see what I'm saying here? You don't like the hours, find a job with better hours. But once you know what you don't want, you can go find what you do want. But people are so preoccupied. It's part of your reticular activating system because over time in history, your mind needed to focus on the issues so that you could solve them because they were usually life or death. But nowadays, this has become an issue to where people just spend their time complaining about things. They find things to complain about. But understand, when you know what the problem is, you can find the solution, and that's what this is all about. So whatever you're focusing on that you don't like, understand that it implies a solution that you would prefer. Identify that solution and then start taking the actions to get to it. Now, guys, one of the biggest parts of my Unleashing the Alpha coaching program is identifying these habits, changing them, and getting unstuck, creating new positive behaviors and getting the results you want in your life. If you're ready to make 2021 your best year ever, click the link in the description box below, learn about the program, and find out if it's a good fit for you. And guys, if you got something out of this video, give me a like so I can reach more guys through the algorithm. Hit the bell icon and subscribe button so you don't miss new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.